Alright everybody, we are back with part 2 for Legacy of Kain Ascendance here, and let me pause the game so we don't bleed out here, but we have, I think, 9 collectibles on this part. We have 6 scrolls, and then another blood chalice, another rune triangle, and we should have another charm as well, so we'll keep an eye out for those. But we're in chapter 3 now, which is Message in Blood. This probably is the chapter where you can get the miscellaneous achievement for leaving Raziel a message in blood. As far as I'm aware, like I said, from what I could find, you just gotta kill a bunch of the enemies and it just automatically pops, so I don't really know what else to do with that. I can't really find any info. This game actually doesn't have a lot of guides out there currently, but yeah, we're just continuing through it. Like I said, first impressions, it's just okay so far. There's some hiccups in the combat. Platforming is fine, I guess. The music is actually pretty decent, but I do have to point out, the music is all licensed. I didn't actually know that going into the game, so you probably won't really hear it anymore. I pretty much turned it all the way down, so that's unfortunate, but that's just kind of the YouTube territory. But yep. She's still just searching for Raziel to try and kill him, but she's kind of setting the events in motion that led to everything that we've seen in Soul Reaver 1, 2, and Defiance and stuff like that. She's kind of the reason Raziel went after Janos and stuff like that, just on her revenge spree here. So we'll find out probably a little bit more. We do play as Kain in this game eventually as well, so I'm curious to see what his chapters are like. But I think we can just continue here. Looks like we gotta avoid flaming oil now.
There! The wretch who fell so many... He cut off my hand!
I guess we cut off his hand. Is that like a thing we can do now? This guy just holds still. We do have to parry 50 unique enemies. So, try and do that more often. Oh yeah, you can see his hand come off. It like starts flying away. Dude, the fire, man. Ooh, this guy's actually got some good timing here. Alright, he's dead. Was there anything down this way?
Water!
Actually, this is where our first collectible is going to be. There's our first scroll for this chapter. Like I said, there are 6 scrolls in this chapter. That's just one of them. Dude, okay, she automatically jumps off the wall into it. I'm actually going to die. We're going to bleed out. Alright, I'm back over here. But yeah, so far the deadliest thing in the game is the fire. Can be a little aggressive. See if we can parry him.
Take my right hand if you will, creature.
Man, we're just lopping hands off left and right.
My hand! My hand!
Bring me Raziel. I will not ask again.
No hands are safe. Oh, we actually can drop down here. This might be the path that leads to our Rune Triangle in this chapter. Find out. Okay. I can't actually... We have to dash over it. Ooh, I couldn't even dive kick. Alright, let's try this again. Back down. I gotta be kind of careful with these guys. Yeah, our Rune Triangle is actually somewhere in this area, but it's gonna be kind of hard to get because the fire. Yeah, here we go. There's that. Does heal me as well, thankfully. Yeah, I think the platforming is gonna get a little bit more intense, basically, with all this fire everywhere. I don't even know how they put all of this stuff here. Nope, even if we dash because of that ceiling thing, you still land on it. Ooh, this is going to be kind of tricky to get back up. Yeah, because if she jumps off the wall, she hits her head on the flame. I'm actually going to die again. I'm back down where that Rune Triangle was. We're gonna actually just try going right. I don't know if they really want me to go back up that way. She does have a back spring, but every time I would try it on that wall where the flame was, it would just keep jumping straight up. So I'd just keep hitting my head on the flame. So let's just see what happens if we go this way instead. Oh, great, more fire. Yeah, here we go. Let's hit this checkpoint stone.
Your bird will never leave me alone, will it?
He has watched you longer than you know, child. He is my oldest and most faithful servant. His eyes keep you alive, especially when you wander from the path you swore to walk. You should take comfort in his presence.
The only comfort left to me is the fight against the Seraphan.
She has like a blood vendetta against him. I'm not going to be able to get back to that dude. Just going to sit in the fire, huh? Well, I'm definitely going to try and get rid of this. Actually, I'm stuck on this grindstone. Oh, we can actually break it.
Why do you cut off their right hands, child?
To send a message.
And what is this message?
That killing Janos Audron changes nothing.
And that a sister's memory is very long? Raziel did, after all, cut off your right hand.
I wish to deliver my brother a message written in blood.
Okay, you'd think that would be when the achievement pops, but that's why she's lopping off every right hand. You don't actually have too much control when you're in the air other than levitating, so it is actually very hard to precisely land on stuff like that. That's gonna get me. Alright, I'm further back where we killed these two guys. It popped that time. So I don't, like I said, that's probably the reason why nobody knows how it triggers, because it does seem kind of random, but we just got it.
He cut off my hand!
Let's get rid of that dude.
My hand! My hand!
Bring me Raziel. I will not ask again.
Not sure what this dude's plan was. They always do this. They always jump down into the nearest fire. Alright, I think we actually are getting kind of close to our next collectible.
Is anyone out there? Please, help me!
Ooh, that one attack went right through us.
Take my right hand if you will, creature! I will learn to fight with my left!
You're already dead,
don't leave
man.
me here! No!
Yeah, here's our next scroll. So that's done. Dude, so many right hands. It's funny because the right hands don't de-render, so we can just see them there. But I guess the only way is down now. Oh great, archers are back. These guys always lead you right into fires. And again, that seems like what all the enemies try to do. I think if we keep going this way, we can get our next collectible. She just won't climb up.
Water!
There we go. There's that. Another one down. So yeah, I think the strategy for floating in the air for 25 seconds total, I think it has something to do with constantly dive kicking. I heard it's really easy to do during a boss fight. Oh, there's some health. So we'll have to see if we can get that later. Oh, there's another checkpoint. Oh, can't touch that. I wonder if this wants me to... Yeah, there we go. That's a little tricky. Wow, he just kind of camps that, huh? And then he jumps down. He actually basically has us here. Like, I'm very limited as to what I can do unless we hit him in the foot. There we go. Sometimes he can hit us when we try to do that though too. So we just got lucky there. An archer and a dagger thrower. This is a deadly combination. Alright, before we fully commit to going right here, let's see if there's anything to our left, because we do have a charm up next. I think. Or a blood chalice, sorry. There's our blood chalice. It's to the left once we get in this area. Now we can continue right. Is there anything else? Let's see what happens if we keep climbing up here. This might be where the charm is supposed to be. So it's basically in the same area as the blood chalice. It's just up higher. Yeah, this is the spot.
Drop of water.
Let's put that guy out of his misery. The Lorekeeper's charm. I wonder, can we see what that does? Lost lore back with accelerated vigor. I wonder if that means when we find a collectible we get health. Guess we'll find out. Though, I wonder if you would also... Oh, that's right, you have a meter for it though, so you can't just fully, infinitely levitate. She's not gonna grab the edge this time. That's some teamwork right there. Alright, once we get to this checkpoint stone, I think we can actually get our next scroll now as well. Right behind this archer. And they're really smart to get up on these elevated platforms sometimes. Hey, there we go. There's our parry 50 enemies achievement. Damn, we really kicked him. My God.
He's cut off my hand!
Just switching off here.
Still walking into danger like a child chasing fire. You are making grave mistakes, Lady of Thornwatch.
You're a fine one to speak of mistakes, Kai. You whose errors caused his very soul to be split in twain, with your human half left to rot in the demon realm unless I can somehow rescue it.
Yet here you are, still ignoring the mission you swore to fulfill. I healed your hand, Elaleth. Gave you wings. Gave you power. Because of me, you walk now with Hilden blood. Hilden magic remade you.
I'll see to your mission, but only after I repay Raziel for the wrongs he has inflicted upon me. Matthias must be avenged.
Your ambitions go far beyond revenge for a slain lover. You seek to undo time itself, to restore the vampire Raziel took from you. Do not seek to erase mistakes. Focus on repairing their consequences.
One way or the other, I will overcome the curse of Moebius and make the Time Guardian grant me a path back to save Matthias. Then I swear to fulfill my obligation to you.
Matthias was always meant to die those many years ago. Turned into a vampire so Raziel would kill him and wound you. That moment anchors Raziel's path. Moebius would never allow you to undo it.
Yet I must attempt it. I will find a way. Everything in my being tells me there are other possibilities.
You desire the heart of darkness.
How can I desire something unknown to me?
Every vampire who ever dreamed of things impossible has unknowingly sent a prayer and a plea to the heart of darkness. It alone could grant your wish, but fate does not intend it for you.
We shall see. Where is this heart? In whose chest does it beat?
Janos Odron's. But Raziel has torn it from him.
How is it my brother continues to murder hope after hope? If Raziel removed the heart, then he knows where it is.
Yep. I mean, her path of revenge probably isn't a good one, but we'll have to see how that goes. Usually never is. Oh no. Wait, we get attacked by vampire bats? How is that a thing? How is that an enemy type for her?
He cut off my hand!
I kind of like the scenery of this one, though. Like this area. We gotta be on the lookout, because, I think this scroll's gonna be, like, right here. No, okay. They're in crates that are out in these, like, dark areas. But some of them might be kind of... Okay, we can see this one. There's the effect on it. Let's get rid of this guy first. So there's that one. Should only have one more of these left. Kind of weird that she has to fight the vampire creatures, though.
He cut off my hand!
Oh, I thought it looked like he was falling to his knees. He's also still alive. There we go. That takes care of him. Be extra careful here. This crate's going to be on the ground.
Again, child. The Time Guardian's curse is reasserting itself.
Keep me here as long as you can, Kai.
Listen closely. I cannot say where you will end up when this curse overwhelms me, but it's clear you won't let this go until you've chased this obsession down. If you cannot find Raziel or the Heart of Darkness, then seek out Kain.
Kain? You expect me to go to him? He butchered my parents, Kai. I would sooner embrace the pyre than kneel before that monster. What could he possibly offer to help me save Matthias?
More than you think.
This is madness. Kain is a tyrant. You would send me into his lair and call it wisdom?
Spare me your theatrics. I know what he is and what he's done. But he walks closer to the truth you seek than any other in Nosgoth, and you won't stop until you tear this wound open. So do it quickly, and survive it.
And if I don't?
Then you die. But if you live, perhaps you'll finally return to what matters.
Okay. Kain still has his reputation, I see.
He cut off my hand!
These bats are trying to fly underneath my feet. Alright, let's break this open. Alright, still not our collectible. They always have that, like, red fluttering around them, I guess is how I would describe it. Yep, bat's flying at forehead level, so I can't attack it. He can hit me through that.
He cut off my hand!
I always think these sword guys are about to die. Trying to get rid of these damn bats. They're gonna be problematic. Alright, that one's dead. There we go. This is actually where our final collectible is on this chapter. Right on the ground here. Well, we didn't get health, so I have no idea what that charm does. I'm about to bleed out. Yep, there we go. Alright, those two are dead this time. Let's get through this area.
My time is short, mortal. Where is Raziel?
He and our best warriors are on a mission to bring an end to the war. And you. The time of the vampire is no more!
Time is subjective.
It certainly is. I'm sorry, child. The curse overwhelms me at last.
No! Not yet!
Salvation rides a swift steed.
What happened here?
We were beset. A vampire.
A single vampire wreak such carnage?
It was the fiend from Bosgard Pass. The winged devil.
The winged devil is dead. Take courage. Raziel, cut out his heart!
Right ahead, brothers. Make sure the stronghold is secure. Where is she now?
I know not. She disappeared into a sudden mist, but not before maiming so many. She had but 2 words on her lips as she cut off our right hands.
Speak them.
One was Raziel. The other was revenge.
What have I done wrong? Audrin's progeny still thrives.
Look, Raziel! Do you see it? Death. Death is coming for me. Behold, its ashes skin. My time expires.
The Blue Demon. Janos Audron had the wisdom to save you from me, but you rushed to abandon that pardon? Is this why you give chase, Blue Demon? Do you presume to take my prize? Very well. Come and claim the Black Heart if you dare.
I don't remember this happening in Soul Reaver. Alright, we gotta jump over some stuff. Oh great, bats are coming back. I wonder if we can break the one thing that we can jump over. Yeah, this is different. Oh, I barely even saw that. Put it right behind a tree. Raziel can run really fast. That was close. Can't attack those though. Alright, we must be getting somewhat close to the end, because they're throwing a lot of shit at us. Oh, we're actually moving. Yeah, Raziel chasing Raziel.
To arms, brothers! The Blue Demon is at our doorstep! Let all who can still wield a sword answer your duty!
Oh, they're chasing him out. But yeah, I mean, you do fight human Raziel near the end of Soul Reaver 2. But that chase sequence wasn't there. Nalkaya, we can actually get the first collectible. I think there's 4 scrolls in this chapter. Here's the first one. I feel like a lot of his are usually pretty straightforward. I think he only has scrolls as well. Actually, I think we can get the second one immediately here. The only thing I struggle with him in platforming is grabbing ledges. Like, sometimes he just doesn't want to do it. That's where the scroll is. I made it just about there. Alright, there we go. Made it this time. So there's 2 out of the 4.
Have you come to reclaim the monster's black heart? You'll have to get through us first.
But yeah, that happens in Soul Reaver 2, when he's battling all of the Seraphan Elite Raziel. He's like doing it in the courtyard. So it still does connect. Here's our 3rd scroll. This is like really straightforward so far.
Get back to the pit you crawled from, demon!
It's like we're just getting dialogue, basically. And then this is our final scroll already.
Lord Moebius, I see Tyrell has returned your staff. It served its purpose well, but a new creature assaults us now. It wields a fiery blade unlike any I've seen.
A curious thing, is it not? It slinks between worlds, neither living nor truly dead. A remnant of some cursed fate, best left unspoken.
It fights with purpose.
It is driven by vengeance, Raziel. That creature was once a vampire, bound by the ancient hatred against the very order you serve.
We first encountered it near the cliffs. We gave chase, keeping our distance, and at the end of its path, we found Janos Audron.
How fitting. The creature that now hunts you led you on your most sacred kill. Fate delights in such cruel symmetry.
Perhaps fate has miscalculated. I do not fall so easily.
Your courage serves you well, but steel yourself. Your brothers lie slain, and the storm draws near. Now, give me my prize.
I cut it from the winged devil's chest myself.
You have done well, Raziel. I am pleased.
So, Vampire, here we are. You've destroyed my brethren, and now you've come for me. You'll find I'm not such easy prey. I don't want to kill you, but I will if I must. Return the heart to me, and we can end this now. So, you've come to avenge that filthy parasite and reclaim his foul heart. You're a righteous fiend, aren't you? Apparently I am. No, Vampire, this is where it ends. But you won't be leaving this room. Now, let's finish this. I'll make it mercifully quick. As you did for Janos. No, that beast had eluded us for far too long. It would have been a great shame to end him too quickly. It's ironic, really. The great Janos Audron turned out to be no challenge at all. Thanks to you. Did you hear his cowardly screams when I tore that black heart out of his carcass? Your time's up, Butcher. Justice has come.
Alright, we're fighting Raziel. Jesus, he's got the Soul Reaver, though. That was quick.
I renounce you.
Ever vigilant, Raven. Your gaze never strays far. It's done. Raziel is gone. And the Heart of Darkness, lost to time.
Perhaps now you can unshackle yourself from this folly, and return to the path we began together.
Not while there's still a whisper of hope. You said Kain might hold the key. That his knowledge could guide me. Then that is where I go next. Where have you cast me now, Kai? Does Kain exist in this sliver of history?
I did not guide you to this place, child. You were drawn here by threads beyond my reach. But the path is not unfamiliar. You have been here before. This is a Nosgoth cleansed of vampires. The Sarafan are no more. Your brother is long dead. The humans hold dominion now. And Kain endures, a god among mortals.
Tell me where he broods.
To the west, seek the pillars.
Something here feels different, Kai.
You are perceptive as ever. Yes, child, you are unbound.
Unbound?
Moebius is dead, and with his death, the curse that yoked your soul to his will has unraveled.
Moebius is dead? Then I am free?
Yes, free.
How? How did this come to pass?
It was Kain. He slayed the Time Streamer, and in that act, the weave of your torment came undone. By the ticking of mortal clocks, Moebius fell centuries past. But you, adrift in the recursive churn of fate, feel the breaking only now. The endlessness of Moebius's time prison has cast you between the shattered epochs of Nosgoth for millennia. Perhaps you should offer Kain your gratitude for ending this. His ego may find such flattery agreeable.
Gratitude? No. I may be cut from Moebius's strings, but that does not make the blade my ally. Kain now remains my only chance to reach Matthias. Should he refuse me?
And if he does?
Then I will kill him.
Kain does not succumb to death, child. He bestows it. Proceed carefully.
Not since the age of Janus Audron have winged vampires walked this land. Strange. A remnant of Vorador's cabal, perhaps. My curiosity has granted you a reprieve from death. For now. Approach.
I have come seeking a favor.
A favor? How tedious. You tread dangerous ground with your presumption.
Not presumption, Lord Kain. Desperation.
What is the source of this desperation?
A desire to right a wrong.
Swords and teeth are sufficient enough for that.
It is said you have the power to weave time's tapestry according to your whims.
I'm not Moebius. The threads of fate are delicate, but go on, I'm intrigued. For the moment.
Long ago, a Sarafan killed my lover. I would see him restored.
You would do better to find a new, less pathetic paramour.
I did not come seeking your counsel on matters of the heart.
No, you seek a paradox. That is no small matter. Yet you speak as though you understand the dangers. Tell me, did Vorador send you here? Did he tell you what befell him the first time I dared to re-stitch time's threads?
Let him believe you are one of Vorador's. He won't trust you otherwise.
Yes, Vorador told me.
Did he now? And a rare trust? Was your comprehension of his words just as uncommon?
I understood enough to seek you out.
You've earned a sliver more of my patience. You call time a tapestry. If that is so, then the loom insists on its own great design.
The loom will come along to my way of thinking. Teach me about paradoxes, Kain.
What would you give me in exchange?
Isn't my gratitude enough?
Only fools accept thanks as payment.
Tell him of the tomb of the Sarafan, where your brother lies in eternal slumber. Reveal its location. Plant the seed that he might raise Raziel and the others there to reforge the fallen Sarafan as his servants. Let Nosgoth see that even the hallowed dead bend the knee to Kain.
Why?
It will be a spectacle of his supremacy, and for you, another chance at vengeance.
Do you truly believe he will accept such a bargain?
There is but one way to know.
I will tell you the location of a tomb where Sarafan Inquisitors lie.
What use to me are dust and bones?
Resurrected, they will make powerful servants and magnificent symbols of your strength. Even the mightiest of the Sarafan are subject to your will.
Curious. Tell me then, where is this tomb?
Hiding in plain sight. Surely you have seen it, yet you deemed the interred dead of little consequence. To find it, journey west beyond the pillars, toward the Lake of Tears. Within the canyons, cut into the walls of the cliffs, you'll find the sepulchre. There, your new servants wait.
An intriguing vision. Perhaps I will pursue it.
Now, to your end of this bargain.
You're a persistent one, aren't you? Very well. A paradox is not something I can simply tell you. To grasp its true nature, the threads that both bind time and unravel it, you must first prove yourself worthy. Do you even understand the ground beneath you? The history etched into Nosgoth's bones? So, the spectre stirs from her vigil. I did not summon you, Ariel.
No, Kain. You summon no one. You command or you destroy. But not today. I felt her presence. This one, she trembles the very marrow of Nosgoth. Child, all emerge from their mother's womb carrying the twin scents of promise and failure. It is not often long before one odor predominates. You remain indeterminate, and this has intrigued me. So let us test the weight of your purpose. Let us play a game, you and I. Each of these pillars once bore a guardian, until the circle was shattered. Answer my riddles, and with each truth, I shall tell you what became of them.
Play her game. See where it leads. I'll remain close should the need arise.
Odd. Another voice speaks through your talisman, yet I hear only the echo, not the words. If we are to proceed, it must fall silent.
I understand. Be still, Kai. I'll call for you when this is done.
As you will. Good luck, Lady of Thornlatch.
The first to fall, his love defiled, logic forsaken in fury wild. Where thought is weapon and madness reigns, what pillar bears the mentalist's chains?
All right, a lot of dialogue happening. I usually don't talk during dialogue in the videos, but this game actually implies that Kai is kind of the reason a lot of this stuff happens. Like, it wasn't Kain's plan to resurrect them, which is strange, but it's nice to see Kain again, especially with his original voice. But there is actually an achievement for getting all the correct answers on this. I think there's also another achievement for getting this completely wrong. So we're going to go for the correct answers. For this one, it's mind, so we're going to choose this.
Naprapta, my beloved, guardian of the mind pillar. When I was slain, grief shattered his mind, and madness followed. At the first hint of gain, Kain took Naprapta's head without hesitation, quick to kill, as always. The mentalist was the first to fall, and he did not fall alone. She tore the veil twixt realms unseen, let demons walk where men had been, where space distorts and forms betray. What pillar warps the world this way?
All right, this one's going to be Dimension, but I also have to say I did not expect there to be a 3D section in the game. It's very weird. This game has so many different art styles.
Azimeth, guardian of dimension. She opened the veil and welcomed demons into Nosgoth's heart. Kain chose her as his serpentine blade's first taste. One merciless strike, nothing more. To him, her death was merely a step on his path. A knight in chains, his oath betrayed, in fire and steel his penance paid. Where battle burns and peace must bend, what pillar wills the war to end?
All right, this one's going to be Conflict, but we're just kind of reliving Blood Omen 1 here. This is what Kain was up to, taking all these dudes out.
Malak the Damned. Once the guardian of conflict, bound by oath and fire, cursed by Mortanius for an ancient failure, now his soul is chained to his armor, enslaved for eternity. He wore the wild, a beast in thought. By root and flame his power wrought. Where verdant life and death entwine, what pillar binds this worldly line?
This one's gonna be Nature, but yeah, it's just it's just stuff I didn't expect. It's weird that she doesn't say anything like our character. It's just Ariel talking, because it zooms the camera into our character as if she's gonna say something, but she never does.
Bane, guardian of nature, a force of wilderness and fury. Twisted by Naprapta's insanity, he became something monstrous. Kain called Bane like a rabid beast, as though death were his cure for everything. The mirror cracked, yet none could see the binding thread of destiny, undying choice, immortal shame. Which pillar holds the world in frame?
All right, this one's Balance, which this one can kind of be tricky with Equilibrium in there as well.
Balance, my own pillar, my purpose. Stolen from me the moment Moebius set his plan in motion, and Kain refused the sacrifice. He was offered a choice. One life for all of Nosgoth. Kain chose himself. She burned with light no flesh could keep, a waking storm that would not sleep. where power coils and sparks take form. Which pillar births both life and storm?
All right, this one's going to be energy, though with the final sentence there, Tempest also sounds correct, but it is energy.
Jejul. She was ill-suited for the burden she bore. Corrupted like the rest, then struck down by Kain, of course. He never considered what it meant to slay, only that it was necessary to his mission. He spoke of fate with serpent tongue, a future sold, a past undone, where ages twist and truths are lies. Which pillar breaks what never dies?
All right, this one is pretty obviously time. Time is a running theme of this franchise.
Moebius, the time streamer, a deceiver always. He betrayed the circle, but believed he was serving a greater purpose. And Kain? He danced to Moebius's tune, then killed him for the melody. Time has a cruel sense of irony. He shaped the world with fevered hand, where stone could melt and air could stand, sculpt the water to look like men, before this fire makes it flow again.
All right, this one is states. This one is kind of tricky as well, but this is the correct answer.
Anacroth, the alchemist. He twisted the elements to his will, sculpting matter as though he were a god. But even gods fall. He raised the lifeless, yet could not rest, a soul enslaved within its flesh. Where endings feed, what lies beneath? Which pillar crowns the Lord of Sleep?
All right, here's our final one, which the correct answer is death.
Mortanius, my murderer, and yet not my true enemy. He bore the pillar of death, and in time, death consumed him. He raised Kain, gave him purpose, and set this entire tragedy in motion. And Kain, ungrateful to the last, repaid him with a blade. The cycle ends where it began, in blood and betrayal. You see now, don't you? The cost of bargain struck in darkness. Kain will not guide you. He will use you as he used us all. Still, you answered true. There may yet be hope in you. Go carefully, child.
I've completed Ariel's game. Now give me what I came for.
The true riddle begins to stir behind those eyes. A paradox. Fledgling is not a law, it is the defiance of one. A fracture where truth and lie walk hand in hand. I've seen such wounds open in the fabric of time. I do not understand them, but I suspect more than I should.
A fracture? One where Matthias might yet live? Tell me how to break time, as you once did.
When I struck down William the Just centuries ago, his blade clashed with mine, the same blade, across time, past and present, colliding in one impossible moment. The paradox was born not from movement, but from overlap. Two truths, mutually exclusive, yet momentarily the same.
Another riddle. If I could travel through time, I wouldn't need a paradox at all.
Your thoughts crawl where they should fly. A paradox is not conjured by motion alone. It need not arrive draped in the trappings of the future. The present drags the past behind it like a shadow. Remain still long enough, and time itself may rise to confront you, unbidden.
Always these half-truths. What is it you see, Kain? What lies beneath your suspicions? Why should I trust a word you say?
You shouldn't, yet here you are.
What are you doing?
Curious. I meant to strike you down, but the Reaver, it refused.
You really are the tyrant your reputation promised.
Tyrant? Champion? Those are words for poets. I seek only what serves Nosgoth, and to achieve that, I do what must be done. You may be bound to my fate in ways neither of us yet grasp.
This bargain is hollow. I endured your trials, your posturing, your riddles, and all I receive is an attempted execution. I've earned more than this.
You want payment? Then take it.
You would give it to me?
Let us see what happens.
I don't understand. It calls to me, but there's something else. Something is screaming inside me. I can't take it.
Fascinating. A pity, but not a failure. You've seen more tonight than most glimpse in a lifetime, and yet the shape of it all still eludes you. We will meet again, that much I am sure. If time still bows to fate, it will choose the hour when you see a paradox for what it truly is. Until then, I have Sarafan to raise from their graves.
Ooh, we're Kain now. Well, that was a long, dialogue-heavy chapter. Let me pause it, because he also bleeds. This is where we're going to end part 2. But we got all the quiz answers right. Like I said, there's another achievement for choosing both the incorrect options and then the right option for every single answer, which would actually kind of take a little bit. So that would have to be done on a second playthrough, or through chapter select, I suppose. This game does have difficulty achievements as well, so it'll probably take multiple playthroughs regardless. But yeah, we'll actually get to play as Kain. He seems to have the same chapter setup as Elaleth. I always keep forgetting her name for some reason. But he's got scrolls, the blood chalices, the rune triangles, and the charms just like her. So he's got bigger chapters. Raziel's kind of like the secondary character in all of this. He's got, I think it's just because of like the whole fate thing that it's just intertwined. But it's kind of interesting. It's weird that she's so important to the whole entire fate, like destiny type of thing now, even though she's a completely new character. She kind of seems a little shoehorned in, so I can see what people are talking about, because Kain doesn't seem to remember her at all in the future games, doesn't even mention her name once or any part of the events, even though apparently her and Kai are pretty much the main people who put all of this in motion. So I can definitely see the lore implications as to why this doesn't really make too much sense, which is what a lot of people are complaining about with the story. But it is kind of cool to see some of these in-betweens being filled in, or some of these blanks. It's just being done in a way that you wouldn't expect because they just threw in a new character. She's very important all of a sudden, even though she was completely non-existent before. That's kind of one of the problems when writing characters like that. It causes a lot of weird lore inconsistencies. But yeah, I'm starting to see why it's getting a little bit of like a mixed reception. I don't think it's terrible, but it's definitely odd. It feels very odd. But gameplay also has some oddities with it. It's just a lot of dodging fire for some reason. That's like the main thing. But side-scrollers usually do have hazards that you have to dodge. It's just done in a weird way in this game. It's either like torches, fire pits, or tar fire. But it's whatever. I'm still kind of enjoying myself with this one. It's not terrible. But yeah, in the next part, we'll finally get to see what Kain's like. I have a feeling they're mostly going to have the same gameplay. The gameplay doesn't seem like it has too much depth to it so far. So we'll probably just be attacking, parrying, and feeding again, just like with Elaleth. But as always, thanks for watching. Thanks to anybody who checks these out as they go live or after they go live. I always appreciate it. And I'll see you in part 3.